Good day, Sint Maarten. I'm Yesenia Lázaro.
And I'm also Lawrence.
And welcome to another edition of Sint Maarten News Desk.
Brought to you by TV15.
We bring the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
It's a new week. Let's get right into these top headlines.
Hard landing forces emergency at Sint Maarten Airport. A major incident unfolded at Princess Juliana International Airport on Sunday afternoon when WestJet Boeing 737-800 arriving from Toronto made a hard landing. At around 1:30 p.m., the aircraft struck the runway heavily on its right landing gear, which collapsed, sending the jet skidding before it came to a stop. Video footage showed the right engine scraping the runway, producing smoke. Emergency crews rushed in, dousing the airplane with fire-retardant foam as passengers were evacuated through inflatable slides. Authorities confirmed that all passengers and crew made it off safely, with no injuries reported. The runway remains closed as the disabled aircraft blocks operations, forcing inbound flights to divert and delaying outbound departures. Contractors with heavy equipment have been brought in to remove the plane before the runway can be inspected and reopened. The Sint Maarten Civil Aviation Authority has launched an investigation with assistance from the WestJet and Boeing. The airline praised its crew's swift actions and pledged full cooperation with investigators. The Honorable Prime Minister Luc Mercelina, who visited the scene, expressed relief that no lives were lost and commended first responders for their professionalism. He urged the public to remain calm and to follow official updates from the airport and the airlines as efforts continue to restore operations.
Prime Minister Mercelina marks 30 years since Hurricane Louis. 30 years ago, Hurricane Louis devastated Sint Maarten and reshaped the island's history. Today, the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Luc Mercelina reflected on that turning point and the resilience that has carried the nation forward. In his statement, the Prime Minister recalled the destruction and uncertainty that followed the 1995 storm, but also the courage of the people who rebuilt in the face of adversity. He noted that since then, Sint Maarten has endured more trials, including Hurricanes Irma and Maria in 2017 and the global COVID-19 pandemic. Each, he said, tested the island's strength but never broke its spirit. Dr. Mercelina stressed that Sint Maarten must continue learning from its past to build a stronger and more sustainable future. He called for investments in resilience, renewable energy, healthcare, and economic diversification to ensure the country thrives beyond natural disasters. Progress is not measured only in what we rebuild, but in how we prepare, the Prime Minister stated, urging unity and collective responsibility. He closed with a message of hope and gratitude, saying Louis shook the island, Irma scarred it, and COVID-19 isolated it, but none of them silenced or divided the people. Sint Maarten, he affirmed, will always rise stronger because its greatest strength is its people.
Bold daylight heist at Divi Little Bay jewelry store. Police are investigating a daring daylight robbery that shook the Divi Little Bay resort on Friday afternoon. Around 4:30 p.m., suspects targeted royal jewelry located inside the hotel complex. Police spokesman Inspector Joe Josefa confirmed the incident, noting that detectives are reviewing surveillance footage and speaking with witnesses, including security staff stationed at the resort's control entry point. According to initial reports, the robbers managed to gain access to the property, carry out the heist, and flee in the direction of Fort William. The swift escape has raised questions about how such an attack could occur inside a location known for tight security and limited access. The community remains on edge as officers continue the manhunt for the suspects. Authorities say updates will be provided as the investigation unfolds. Coming up in our featured story, tensions are running high in Parliament as MPs demand answers on crime, public safety and government accountability. From alarming robberies to transport and utility crises, the calls for decisive actions are louder than ever. Don't go away, we'll take you inside the debates that could impact every resident and visitors on the island.
A new day begins. The sun rises over Sint Maarten, bringing new energy, new possibilities. This island was built on resilience, progress, and the strength of its people. Our connection is what moves us forward. It links our communities, our businesses, our families. From the heart of the island to the shores beyond, we've connected Sint Maarten. From every street to every home, this network was built for Sint Maarten by Sint Maarten hands. Connection isn't just about signals, it's about people. This is your island and your network recharged. Proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
With the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, Sint Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive in today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us. That's it for your Sunshine Report, brought to you by the Met Department of Sint Maarten. Stay safe, enjoy the breeze, and have a great day, Sunshine City.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to remember to help keep you and your family safe. If you're not in an area that is advised to evacuate and you decide to stay in your home, plan for adequate supplies in case you lose power and water for several days and you're not able to leave due to flooding or blocked roads. This hurricane season, make a family emergency communication plan. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of Sint Maarten. The Ministry of VROMI, Department of Infrastructure Management, together with the Police Department KPSM, is making changes to traffic on a section of Candegita Street and Manzanella Steak, Phillipsburg. The Candegita Street from the intersection with Percy LaBega Street to Manzanella Steak will now be a one-way street. Inbound traffic can enter Candegita Street from Percy LaBega Street and drive straight ahead or turn left into Manzanella Steak. Outbound traffic leaving town on Candegita Street must make a right turn onto Manzanella Steak. Entry further into the Candegita Street will no longer be permitted. Outbound traffic exiting Manzanella Steak onto Walter Nisbet Road can either make a right or left-hand turn. The Ministry of VROMI, Department of Infrastructure Management, and the Police Department would like to thank the public for their attention to this change. Please follow the new traffic rules and signage and drive safely.
Annual report shows major progress on Maarten General Hospital in 2024. The Sint Maarten Medical Center has reported significant strides in the construction of the new Maarten General Hospital during 2024, marking a pivotal year for the long-awaited project. By February 2024, nearly all of the planned seismic isolators had been installed, strengthening the building against earthquakes. Work also advanced on the wastewater treatment plant and Technical Building 1. In April, the contractor submitted the hospital's final design, which was approved in July after extensive reviews with the Contract Management Bureau. With the green light given, construction accelerated. By December 2024, the new wastewater treatment plant was completed and successfully commissioned, while Technical Building 1 reached structural completion with interior finishing underway. Preparations also began for the new emergency room platform. On the main hospital building, about 95% of the ground floor slab had been poured by year's end, along with most of the columns and vertical walls. Rebar and form work for the first floor slab began over the holiday season, and facade sections are now in place, giving a first glimpse of the hospital's future windows and doors. Progress was also made on medical equipment. Supplier commitments for imaging and kitchen equipment were secured, with full procurement expected to begin earlier this year in 2025. Hospital staff were kept involved throughout the year, joining monthly guided tours to witness developments firsthand. In its annual report, Sint Maarten Medical Center described 2024 as a milestone year, laying the foundation for the hospital's next construction phase and ensuring it will be equipped to meet the island's future healthcare needs.
CPS staff trained in regional early warning system for vector-borne diseases. 2 staff members of the Collective Prevention Services, Nurse Nirmala Vlon and Lionel Francisca, recently took part in a Caribbean Public Health Agency workshop in Barbados on strengthening early warning systems for vector-borne diseases. Titled Operationalizing an Integrated Vector-Borne Disease Early Warning System, brought together participants from 8 CARFA member states, including public health and environmental health experts. The goal was to enhance the region's ability to predict, detect, and respond to threats such as dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. The workshop focused on improving the quality and timeliness of national surveillance data, developing standard operating procedures, and establishing governance frameworks to ensure consistent and coordinated responses across the Caribbean. Participants also practiced using data tools for risk assessment, anomaly detection, and outbreak verification. Organizers noted that many islands face common challenges: limited human resources, gaps in training, and a need for greater innovation in tools and systems. This initiative, founded under the CARFA Pandemic Fund project with support from the Inter-American Development Bank, aims to reduce the public health impact of pandemics by strengthening regional networks and capacity. A follow-up workshop is scheduled for November as the Caribbean works toward building a more resilient regional health defense system.
Essence and Mind countdown begins for Miss Essence and Mind International Pageant. Excitement is building as Sint Maarten prepares to host the Miss Essence and Mind International Swimsuit Pageant 2025. The event is set for October 25th at the Alice Convention Hall under the theme United in Essence, Strong in Mind. Delegates from across the globe will gather to showcase not just beauty, but also confidence, culture, and charisma, with one contestant set to walk away crowned as the International Queen. Among the official contestants are Khadija Mully of St. Kitts and Nevis, Kimberly Satur of Guyana, Jasmine Jade Ruan of Anguilla, Kia Kerwan of Antigua and Barbuda, Malaika Wiggerton of the United States, Florencia Cassius of Haiti, Tanika Francois of Trinidad and Tobago, and Talia Mizi Pantaflet, proudly representing St. Maarten. Organizers say the competition will be a celebration of diversity, empowerment, and cultural pride, bringing together women from different backgrounds on one international stage. Ticket locations are expected to be announced in the coming weeks. The big question remains: who will be crowned the Miss Essence and Mind International Swimsuit Queen 2025. Audiences will have the chance to witness history in the making on October 25th. Right after this commercial break, a closer look at the bold proposals and heated confrontations shaking Sint Maarten's parliament, with some MPs even calling for a 4-day work week in the civil service and others demanding immediate action on rising crime. The island is watching closely. Stay with us for our featured story. The questions being asked might just affect all of us.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. #1 provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them it's there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link.
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app though. It's not an app. App, you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app though. All you gotta do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
Day Sint Maarten. Today on NEWSDESK, we take a closer look at a parliament under fire. From rising crime and public safety concerns to mounting frustration over governance failures, several MPs are calling for accountability. And they're not holding back. What's unfolding in the halls of power could impact every resident and visitor on the island. Our feature story today delves into the heated debates and bold proposals making waves in Parliament.
It's a tense moment in St. Martin's political scene. Opposition MPs from the United People's Party, the National Alliance, and the Nation Opportunity Wealth are collectively raising the alarm over public safety. Armed robberies and violent crime are on the rise, with recent incidents reported in Front Street, Simpson Bay, and Little Bay. Critics argue the current Minister of Justice has yet to deliver a comprehensive plan to combat crime, leaving residents feeling unsafe and communities on edge. MP Otley warned that criminals are showing zero fear for the law, highlighting prison overcrowding and premature releases. MP Duran added that decisive leadership is overdue, calling for an urgent review of justice policies and even international assistance if needed. Meanwhile, MP Lyndon Lewis stressed the stakes for St. Martin's tourism industry after a recent robbery at Divi Little Bay Beach Resort, proposing a dedicated tourism safety task force to restore order and confidence. But the calls for accountability don't stop with law enforcement. MP Francisco La Cruz has formally requested a TEAT committee meeting to confront the Minister of Transport. His message was clear: it's time to stop circling issues and deliver real solutions. La Cruz emphasized that transportation decisions affect thousands and citizens deserve concrete plans, not political sparring. At the same time, systemic failures are being exposed in critical public services. MP Ludmila De Weaver delivered one of the most forceful presentations in recent parliamentary sessions, pointing to GB's ongoing mismanagement. She criticized the supervisory board for years of poor governance, lack of transparency, and failure to provide financial statements, leaving residents to pay the price through high bills and inconsistent services. De Weaver's warning was pointed. Accountability cannot be deferred, and government and management alike must take responsibility for the island's utility crisis. Amid the controversy, some MPs are also proposing bold innovations. MP Egbert Duran has called on the government to pilot a 4-day work week for the civil service, a move aimed at reducing burnout, improving efficiency, and supporting families. Drawing on successful examples from Iceland, the UK, and even Aruba, Duran argues this shift could strengthen communities while keeping government services uninterrupted. From rising crime and tourism safety to transportation, utilities, and civil service reforms, St. Martin's Parliament is grappling with a host of pressing challenges. What emerges is a clear pattern. MPs are demanding action, accountability, and tangible results, not empty promises or bureaucratic delays.
Debates unfolding in Parliament are more than political theater. They reflect real consequences for St. Martin residents, businesses, and visitors alike. As MPs push for accountability, reforms, and decisive action, the question remains: will leadership rise to meet the challenge, or will residents continue to pay the price for inaction? We'll be watching closely, and so should you. That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin NEWSDESK.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday morning at 8 a.m. on TV 15 and then across all social media platforms. I'm Austin Barnes.
And I'm Jessica Lassero, wishing you an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow.
It's your turn.
Stay friendly, St. Martin.